This is going to be a great match. We've got Fakaw, who actually beat Eugen in a recent tournament. They have leveled up huge, but we've also got Kase, who's been training with Kimio. I've also seen those guys level up. I think this is going to be the first match of the day that's going to be fireworks.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one as well. You and I were actually on for that Fakaw. At that time, I would say it was a pretty big upset for Fakaw to take the win. And now they're looking like one of the teams to beat right here on this day.
Exactly.
Here we go. And just like that, you had said before, sparks will fly. The pace is already blistering. Look at this.
Yes.
Emil chasing at the heels right now. This Fakaw athlete finally catches him around the outside underneath the mountain. We're in for a banger, Amos.
Yeah, that was a great start off. We had Roger chasing Emil, I believe. Or no, sorry, Emil chasing Roger. And yeah, Emil is a very unorthodox competitor. So I'm really curious to see how he evades. He could be a slippery snake when he evades.
Okay, definitely put the jets on early. You see the stomps come through, say, come to Papa right now. Underneath the sisters, waiting for this tilted cue, but caught very early. I think that actually might be our first spike of the day. It looked like it was around 5 seconds. Throwing up some signs as well to the camera.
Antoine from Fakaw, this is no surprise. The last event he played in, he was spiking left and right. I hadn't seen him much then, so he's really surprising me, but this is all part of his pattern.
Okay. He threw up the signs just before. Let's see if he has what it takes right here to get the first point on the board. The slide comes through along the back, and one begets the other. A quick tag. I don't think it was quite a spike, but definitely under 7 seconds.
Now this is interesting. Emil put himself potentially back in to play right away. Emil's known as having some of the best stamina endurance in the sport. He, if he could, would do a one-man team, I heard. He just goes for like 30 chases in a row when he trains, so I'm not surprised, but I'm wondering why he put himself back in. Maybe it's a pairings chain sort of thing. He wanted to lure out Esteban. Oh!
Hey, and if he wanted the smoke, he was gonna get it right now. Got caught slipping underneath the sisters right there, and Esteban just pounces right on top for the tag. We are deadlocked at 0 still.
Esteban just saying, I'm not gonna play your games, Emil. I'm watching you closely. I'm gonna look for that confirmation right there. Great moment. Esteban could have easily gotten suckered into going for that golden showers route, but instead he had the patience, he kept his footing, and he watched Emil closely, completely nullifying what Emil was up to.
Hey, Cedric to chase for Team Kase.
Oh.
Wow, caught him correctly, but just didn't commit. Did not want to reach the arm out in time, so we go over to the tilted cube, run around the outside. Ooh. That was a maneuver you mentioned in our last chase off there, Amos, but we'll see. Can you slide through the ridge? No, we might see our first break right here. A couple seconds left to go, and there is Fakaw with the first point on the board.
That Cedric, the captain of Kase, is no slouch. That was not easy work for Esteban, but there were 2 key moments at the ridge. Some viewers might think, wow, he played that really risky. Just like suckering in a tail, he was trying to get him to dive through the ridge with good timing for a late intersection. He pulled it off twice. That's what sapped so much time.
We do have a note from our analyst. Shout out to Ben in the back, giving us a couple notes right here. Yeah, just not extending the handout, especially when that read was correct early on in the chase. Cost Kase a point right here. So Fakaw keeps the lead. There's the penguin slide through the loading bay. Did not find its mark, so the timer continues on. A couple seconds left, and Fakaw gets 2 in a row.
Again, Sasha is a great player. Esteban playing it so smart there, getting that huge late intersection at the bay. Maybe we'll see a replay of that. That's that classic French style, diving under. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's dangerous right here because he pulled that late intersection. It was close, but that was a huge time suck. Sorry, that was Mattia, not Sasha. I'm mistaking those two.
Ooh, okay, a little bit of a jump vaulting start right there off the platform. There's some fire under Kase's ass right now, and you can see it. The run around the perimeter is such a bad. He's trying to spider through there on the loading bay, but cannot connect. Fakaw is taking this lead and running with it, Amos. It is a hat trick.
Yes. Oh, that was a beautiful 1-2 at the bay. We use some boxing terms as well for cuts. He does a cut one way and then the other way, and it was enough to disturb Emil's speed, kill his speed, and then his exit out of the bay wasn't fast enough, and he was able to slip out to the ridge. Esteban is showing so strong here. These players, these chasers are so good. They're vets. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I mean that point you just made cannot be understated at all. These are all incredibly well seasoned chase
Woo!
tag athletes. On the side of Kase tries to ride the slide down the side of the mountain, doesn't get caught when we go for the slip down right there.
Oh,
Doesn't get there either, so the front line will come through. Oh my goodness, Esteban's getting
what?
the first point here. You kidding me?
No. And he shows us the first reverse mountain goat of the day, tacking off that bar in the back and sliding down the ramp. Definitely some unorthodox and clever stuff here. Oh, wait. I guess he acknowledged a tag.
I was going to say it looked like that reach out over the front line was where he got clipped. I think he went hand to hand, but I'm not sure.
I love that camera angle. Just out of nowhere, hand comes swinging through. I think Esteban was like, hey, let's get some of my other players on the quad. I'm just going to acknowledge this if he said he had it.
Yeah, but I mean, what a blowout opening right now. 3-0 for
Amazing.
Fakaw. We said it before, man. I mean, this was for sure an underdog team a few months ago when they kind of miraculously won one over some of the heavy hitters in France. And now they're leading Kase, probably one of the favorites to win this event as well. 3-0. They're looking amazing.
Jules is an absolute juggernaut. He will throw himself for the team, and you can see it here. I knew it was coming. The second he popped to this side and he got the good positioning, I knew it. Look, barely stops in the bay before he just throws himself out. Beautiful job. Fakaw is running away with this right now against a really strong team with some vets.
Okay, we'll see what he can do on the evading side. Bit of a trip up over by the ridge so far. We're going to go over to the lazy boy. Bounce back. Wow, just caught his head on a swivel for a second right there. Kase is looking confused out here. Amos finally is able to pick up the pieces underneath the sisters. But wow, that was an insane movement.
Some great crosses there, namely on the front line. When I say cross, that's a really hefty cutback 180. But it did not give him the space he needed to get out of this situation where Cedric controlled the sisters. But great job by Jules. Fantastic work. Fakaw en feu. Next up, we've got Luke on the starter's plate.
Yep, Luke Jan was one of the athletes I was so impressed with from Fakaw, and that's the reason. Look at the speed on this kid.
Wow. Luke running his continuum just right, and Cedric feeling the pressure, got scared out too early. Luke was there to cut him off. Yep.
Yeah, and Luke was such a heavy hitter on the evading side in that upset victory from a few months ago that we saw. So, I mean, you cannot give this kid space. I'm looking forward to seeing what he could bring to the table right here, up 3. Starting over by the sisters as well is real crazy, and that's the speed I was talking about, Amos. Look at that perimeter run. Kase athlete just could not find their footing. That spider was wonderful, though. Gets there in time. Did not give Luke any moment to breathe.
What produced that short trap opportunity at the bay was Emil on the front line was able to rip our first Raptor of the day. This is a brainchild of Kai Baldwin, where instead of going up over the lazy boy, you drop down through this tight little space and it produces usually a tag or a very heavy tail. Well done by Emil. Great showing.
I feel like Kai Baldwin is inventing a lot of things in this sport, and that makes me quite happy. Here comes Fakaw on the chase right here, and that is so clean. The slide comes through, doesn't even need to establish the trap. He just cuts it off right at the pass.
Yes, Antoine, that's exactly what you want. If you've got an evader that's super tricky, like a slippery snake, just with so many odd routes, don't even let him play his game. Just get in there on your trap continuum, get that good positioning, and rip it out. He closes out the match. Let's watch it in slow-mo. Great setup at the ridge. Cuts off Emil's both directions, and look at that. Target's locked. Sends Fakaw home for the win.